Hi, I'm Shonda Miles. Today I want to talk to you about taking a chance on yourself. And so I like to start with a story. In 1995, I was working at McDonald's as a assistant manager, and every day the general manager would curse out all the assistant managers. He would be upset about just different things: wait times, hold times, drive-through times, just all the things, the food, everything. So every day he would curse us out, and it became taxing. It wasn't just the store was busy. The store that McDonald's was busy. They were a multi-million-dollar store. They were busy every single day. It was a lot of people to manage. It was a lot of inventory to manage. It was just a lot. And then to have your boss cursing you out every day was high stress, long hours, low pay. It was hard. And so I needed a change. I needed a win, and I needed a change. And I had to take a chance on myself, and I started looking for opportunities to make the change. And so one day at lunchtime, or a little bit after lunch, a gentleman came in that he worked at Dillard's. He was an area sales manager or assistant manager. He was a department manager. His name was Mike. I'll never forget him. He was sitting there eating his lunch, and I walked up to him and I asked him, did he have any openings in his department? And he said, sure. He was like, come and talk to me and we'll see what we can do. And so it was a risk for me because I am introvert. I am super shy. I never walk up to anybody and start talking. Of course, if you walk up to me and start talking to me, I'm going to talk because I'm a talker, but I don't just talk to people out of the blue. I don't walk up to strangers and talk. So this was a lot for me. But you got to start taking chances on yourself. If you want your life to change, if you want things to get better, you just got to put yourself out there and start taking chances on yourself. So the next day I went to the store to talk to him. We talked. He told me to do an application, and of course he hired me. And then he hired me in ladies' dresses, and he hired me I was young. I was probably 18 or 19 at the time. And he hired me into ladies' dresses, and I worked with a lot of older women. So just to kind of set some context, they were at least in their late 50s, early 60s, and 70s. And I was, young. I was ambitious. I was aggressive. And so I did extremely well. I sold every dress that I could sell. It was a great, first few months for me. I made hourly wage plus commission. And so I sold a lot of dresses, and I was able to see my compensation change. And my husband worked at that time. He worked at another Dillard's, probably 10 or 15 minutes away in another city. And so he had worked at Dillard's, and he hadn't got a raise in 10 years. Never missed a day, but never got a raise. And I was that couldn't be me. I couldn't let that happen to me. Nothing's wrong with that. If you're okay with that, but it wasn't okay for me. I've always been super aggressive, super ambitious. I always want to win. I always want to do my best, and I want to be compensated for it. And so he hired me in dresses, of course. It went well. And so the ladies didn't like it. They wanted me gone. They didn't understand how somebody could come in and sell way more dresses than they were able to do. So they thought it was a fluke. They was like, this young lady comes in, she sells a lot of dresses. It's just a fluke. She just came in and she just got lucky. These few months for her have been lucky. And so they moved me to ladies casual wear. The same thing happened. I continued to sell more and more, went on to sell probably, I think, more than $4 million during that 8-year time that I was there. It was very, very lucrative for me. But what I learned is, let me tell you this, that ladies casual wear, that department grew 4 times because I was paying attention to the customers. I was looking to see where the needs were. I was looking to see what problems the customers were having. I was looking to see how could I help these customers feel good about themselves? How could I help them accessorize their clothes? How could I get them to buy more? How could I get them to keep coming back? How could I get them to love shopping? And so you got to start thinking about, when you're taking a chance on yourself, you got to start asking yourself questions. And so what I want you to kind of take away from this is, You got to believe in yourself. You got to take a chance on yourself. You got to put yourself out there. You just got to believe in yourself. You got to know that you can be successful. You got to know that you can win. And you got to put yourself out there over and over again and know that failure is part of the process. But we have to take chances on ourselves more often. We don't give ourselves enough chances to be successful because we're too fearful to get out there and take a chance on ourselves. So just think about, this week, this month, this year, how can you take more chances on yourself? This is so important if you're wanting to be successful. You have to take a chance on yourself more and more and more. You deserve to be successful. I could do it. I could be a success. That's what I learned from that is I could do it. I had been trying for years to be successful at something. And of course I had minimal success, but that experience working at Dillard's was a game changer for me because I realized that I could do anything I wanted to do. I could be a success. I deserved it. And I just kept one foot in front of the other. Of course, it was not easy. I had a lot of bad days. But I just kept going. I just kept showing up. I kept doing my very best. I kept learning more and more about myself. I kept learning about my customers. And I just kept getting better. And my results kept getting better. And so believe in yourself. You set yourself a goal and start working on that goal. And then realize too that, failure is not final. You're going to have some setbacks, but you just keep moving forward. You learn from the mistakes that you made. You learn from your failures, and then you just keep moving forward. And I think the biggest lesson that I learned while working at Dillard's is never look to the left or to the right. Always look up to God, and then keep your head straight forward on where you're going. You're not going behind. You're moving forward. So you got to pay attention to what's going on in front of you. Don't look to the left or to the right, comparing yourself to somebody else because we're all different. We all have our own story. We all have our own path, and so don't get caught up in what somebody else is doing. Comparing yourself. Comparison is a thief of joy. You're never going to be happy comparing yourself to somebody else. We're all different. We all have our own gifts and talents. And so don't get caught up in what somebody else is doing. Pay attention to your own path and look up to God for strength. Look up to God for help. Look to God for comfort. And then just keep moving forward. But take a chance on yourself today. Take a chance on yourself. Put yourself out there over and over and over again. Just do it afraid. The important thing is to take action, use the feedback, get better and better, and then keep moving forward. That is the most important thing that you can do. And lastly is people are breaking records every single day. People are breaking records every single day. You could just whatever you put your mind to, you can do. So people are breaking records every day, and that includes you. So you can start breaking records. You just got to believe in yourself. You just got to do what it takes. So start taking chances on yourself today.